Welcome to Successful Living. I'm your host, Rob Auclair, financial planner at Balanced Wealth Management in East Greenwich, Rhode Island. On today's show, we're going to talk about the benefits of being resourceful and how it can actually help you in your life to be more productive and also to be happier. We're then going to be joined by our mortgage expert, Steve Tetzner from Homestar Mortgage, and Steve will discuss current market rates along with how mortgage insurance works. We're then going to jump into the different types of insurance, and a lot of times people think life insurance is life insurance. We're going to talk about the different types of life insurance and the reasons to use possibly those different types of life insurance in different circumstances. And then we're going to take a viewer question on Social Security at 62 years old versus at their full retirement age. Let's get started though. Today's word of the day is resourceful. Resourceful is having the ability to find quick and clever ways to overcome difficulties. So I think when I see this definition, the word quick doesn't necessarily have to be there. I think sometimes to be resourceful, it may take a little bit of time, whether it's gathering information, getting to know the right people. I did find a good quote when I was doing this. Ernest Hemingway said, "Now is no time to think of what you do not have. Think of what you can do with what there is." So it's about taking action with what you have for resources. So let's take a look now at what are the benefits of being resourceful. Number one, it helps you develop patience. While many people get bogged down by the stress of an unexpected circumstance, a resourceful person approaches it with patience and clarity. Therefore, they're saying they think before they act. Number two, by being resourceful, it boosts your creativity. Discovering solutions to complex issues usually depends on creative thinking. When a roadblock gets in the way, a creative mind deciphers an efficient, outside-the-box method for getting around it. So if you're resourceful, it's really going to make you use your brain. You're not just going to be on autopilot. Number three, it's going to help you build confidence. By being resourceful, you're going to be able to say, hey, I did this because of this reason, or I did this because I asked these 2 or 3 people what their opinions were, and their opinions were valuable. Number four, it increases your knowledge. So it'll deepen how much information you have, whether it's the research you do or the people that you ask. And lastly, number five, it helps you become more successful. So a lot of people that are resourceful, they don't quit. They keep trying to uncover some of those things. So it's all about that don't quit attitude. So before we get into how we can be more resourceful, I thought this was very important. By being resourceful sometimes, you end up looking at too much information, you end up asking too many people, and you end up becoming paralyzed by the analysis that you do. And when that happens, we almost can't really get out of our own way because we're into just figuring it out but never making a decision. So what I tell people to do is when you're ready to make a decision, give yourself a deadline. Whether you tell someone else, hey, I'm going to make a decision, whether it's yes, no, or whatever it is, and then I'm going to move on. So give yourself that deadline. It's the paralysis by analysis. Make sure that doesn't happen to you. So let's take a look now at how to become more resourceful. One is don't reinvent the wheel. So what I mean by that is there is so much information out there right now that you can Google anything. So I had an issue which was my time management issue, and I said, how can I do this? So the word time blocking came up, and I said, let me time block. I must have had 100 different worksheets that popped up. I used one that worked for me, made it my own, and now that's something that I try to use on a daily basis. Number two, leverage your network. So you want to be able to use people that you know that are close to you. So about 2 years ago, when I was struggling a little bit in my business to figure out 2 or 3 new things that I wanted to do, I actually joined a group of about 150 other advisors, found 3 or 4 people that I found as great resources, and at that point I asked them their points of view, and I was able to make 2 or 3 of those 4 changes that I wanted to because I got different opinions. Number 3, read often and a lot. So I am probably the worst at this. I just read articles. My wife, makes fun of me. She goes, "You haven't read a book in how long?" I was like, "I can't sit down. There's too much to do." So I'm always reading articles. But whether it's an article, a book, or whatever it is, deepen your knowledge with good resources that are going to help you build that knowledge base to make that decisions. And then lastly, I think this is a big one, be open-minded. A lot of us don't want to hear criticisms, but I think hearing the yeses from people is great and the opinions, but also be open to the no's of, hey, that's not a great idea. Okay, tell me why don't you think my idea is a great idea? And be able to then come and say, okay, here's my positives, here's my negatives, and ultimately make that decision. So hopefully this is helpful. We think by being resourceful, you can improve your lifestyle, be a happier person, live a happier daily life. When we come back, we'll be joined by Steve Tetzner from Homestar Mortgage. Stay tuned.